Hi, I'm Sunshine Fry.
And I'm Alan Fry, aka America's Fittest Trucker. Well, at least I was until about a year and a week ago. And I was training for a triathlon. Actually, I was training for an Ironman 70.3 World Championship qualification. And that morning I came out for a training ride, and I was out along the path that we're standing on right now.
Kokosin Gap.
Kokosin Gap Trail. This is the Brown Environmental Center. A mile and a half up that way, and I know that because of Garmin being so wonderful of having all of my information saved. A mile and a half up that way, I was looking out into the woods, and when I looked forward, there was a tree in front of me in the path that I didn't see until I was like 8-10 feet from it. And I was doing about 21 miles an hour. So I hit the tree, and then hit the path, flipped over my bike, did a hyperextension, and I broke my C3, 4, 5, and 6 vertebrae, and later found out that I suffered a C4 incomplete spinal cord injury. Now at the time, well, here, actually just paint around this way. Yeah.
So that way was Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
This way.
And right there, if you see right over, yeah, you hold that there.
Yeah. That
right
green
there
area
is where they landed the Life Flight helicopter. So,
yes,
I got flown to OSU, and I gotta duck down here, you're too short.
not like that.
So I got
I don't know
flown to
what's
OSU,
happening. I know.
and yeah, I was classified as a very low HSC. I could only twitch a couple muscles, and that was it. I did a surgery, had my C4 and 5 fused, and began rehab. Did 6 weeks at Dodd Hall, 6 weeks at the VA clinic in Cleveland, Ohio, and I've been a year of rehab at, overall, about 6 months or so, 8 months at Martha Morehouse as outpatient. So the good news is I learned to stand again, learned to walk again. Back in October, I officially put my wheelchair away. And then in November, I officially put the walker away, and I've been walking without any adaptive devices since then. I can also drive now, pretty much independent, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I can do anything. I can go grocery shopping. I cook for her.
Yes.
She likes that.
Yes.
So this
well,
is...
and not to mention when it comes to rehab, he was doing his own self-rehab too. He was involved with wheelchair rugby, adaptive rowing, still doing adaptive rowing, lifting weights twice a week, and walking and doing like any other exercising that we could think of, challenges. Let's do stairs, let's do the track, that sort of thing. So this is in addition to outpatient therapy, so
Yeah.
really active.
We're actually going to walk back to the actual site, the actual scene of the crime, so to speak. I was going to try to find the tree. However, about a tenth of a mile up, there's a rabid raccoon on the path that won't let anybody pass. What a day. What an area. So anyways, that's a little bit of my story, and we're getting ready to move this summer to Pompano Beach. But that's why I'm going to post this on YouTube, and this is the first video that I've actually posted on YouTube since the accident. And I went from America's Fittest Trucker, triathlete, nutritionist, to quadriplegic, and I'm trying to learn my way through this new world. So I'm reinventing myself, and hopefully I can come up with a way of continuing to help other people, maybe just in a different way. So we're in the Jeep because it's a pretty hot day out there, and she just ran quite a few miles, so we're going to cool off. But while we're sitting here for a second, I wanted to ask her a couple questions. The odd part about the whole accident situation is I was actually riding up towards Holmes County, and she decided to go, and you ran...
Well, that day I was going to run hills at Kenyon College, because there's this great hill, and it's like a quarter mile up, and it's a really sharp grade, and I just thought, doing some repeats on that would be really nice. But, I don't know, I just kind of felt like weird, like all day, it's really weird. So, this was the day before Mother's Day, and like a few things happened for me. His mom, who passed away how many years ago?
Oh, I don't know, 2003?
Yeah, so she has a bench dedicated to her right there at Kenyon College on the Kokosin Gap Trail. It's It's called Karen's Bench, if you ever see it.
I'll pop.
Sat there for a while, just kind of like getting my shit together before I ran, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. So I started off, it was like the first warm day of the year, warm and humid, and I started doing repeats on that hill, but also the kids were moving out that day, so traffic was really busy, so there was that going on. And I was like, okay, I'll do one hill for me, one hill for Bear, one hill for my mom, and she's passed, it's been 10 years this year, and one hill for his mom,
because it was the day before Mother's Day.
Day before Mother's Day, and I thought that'd be a nice tribute. And then I'll just go and jog on Kokosin Gap, run it flat and just jog until I feel like I have adequate amount of miles. So I took off and headed towards Mount Vernon. And I thought, that I might see you because I knew that you were out. I knew what time you left, kind of doing the math. I didn't know where you had started on your journey, but I knew that you were out on that trail somewhere. And I thought, wouldn't that be funny if I passed Bear? And so
She almost did.
I almost did, yeah. I start out and I hear what sounds like farm equipment. Not a big deal. There's fields on either side of the trail, all over the place. And then it gets a little louder, and it's like, oh, it's a helicopter. And I'm like, oh, these Kenyan kids, some rich kids being moved out with, a helicopter. I didn't think. Then I realized I could see in a landing, clearing up ahead, that there was a helicopter on the ground.
The one that we showed you earlier at the hay bales over there.
Yeah, I thought that's really weird, and I just started sprinting to it, not feeling good. Saw the helicopter go up, and then I got to the area. There was an EMS truck there and some emergency people, and I don't. It's like I thought about approaching them and asking, but I ran up to the road and I didn't see what looked like an accident or anything. There was no car, no glass on the road. It was just clean, and I thought, well, maybe somebody had a heart attack or something at Brown Center, and they were being life flighted out.
So we were driving up here, we were talking about this, and it's probably a good thing that she didn't go up and ask. The whole time I'm thinking, well, if she'd have just went a little further and went ahead and asked, she would have known sooner, because it was hours before you found out that I had gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if she'd have just done that, but then she would have been clear up here in Gambier by herself.
Yeah.
A mile or so from her car, and then trying to have that news dumped on her. So,
which I'm sure they probably would have taken me back to
they would have figured something out, right? Sure. But at least, but still, you would have had to have been the whole direction, or the whole time down to Columbus, knowing and everything. So
unless I would have been a couple minutes earlier, in which case you would have been getting on, loaded on the helicopter.
Right.
I would have
so a guy by the name of Adam Kramer.
Yes.
He actually found me, and I thank you, Adam. Shout out to you. Still owe you a drink.
Yeah, thank you.
And but he found me and got called 911 using my phone and got everybody there. And if he hadn't been there, she would have found me. Right. She would have been the one to find me.
I probably would have been next.
Right.
Along.
So that was a little bit freaky. It could have been a little weird, but so I'm thankful that Adam found me and not her, and I'm actually thankful because obviously I was in good hands, that she didn't find out until she was already back in Columbus. So that's how this journey of quadriplegia began, my spinal cord injury, and I'm not really sure what direction my life's going to take at this point. I'm staying active.
I'm trying to too.
Yeah, and we're still trying to be as healthy as we can. Again, a quad rugby for me. I have a hand cycle coming. I have one now from the Paralyzed Veterans of America racing team that they let me borrow. There's so many opportunities to get active. I'm lucky for sure that I can walk. I can be as independent as I am as a quadriplegic. So it's great stuff, and there's a lot more of us out there other than me. I've met some great guys through Instagram. Yep. Shout out to Shane, Sharon, and Sebastian.
Bodybuilding, athletic.
Yeah, very much so. And so great. Sebastian was the first one to tell me when he saw a video of me walking. He says, "Ditch that wheelchair." He saw it in the background. He says, "Get rid of it." It was shortly time after that I did. So I appreciate everybody's help. The wonderful people at the emergency room, Dr. Grossbeck, who did my surgery. I took part in the experimental drug use study, I should say. Dr. Fajardi, shout out to him, and glad for the work he's doing, because I honestly believe my recovery has been driven by that, or been set up for that. The wonderful therapists at Dodd, the nurses, everybody, the guy that came in and swept the floors, the VA people in Cleveland, everybody that's been involved. Martha Morehouse, shout out to all those people. It's been a long year, actually.
It's hundreds of people, that have been involved in this process to give you your life back, give us this high quality of life back that we're continuing to enjoy and live to the fullest.
And all the students out there that are student PTs and OTs, I tell every one of them that, thanks so much for dedicating so much of your life to helping people like me. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'm hoping to start doing some more videos. Maybe, I'm not sure what direction I'm going to take with that. So if you want to see those, subscribe. They say, as everybody says, hit the notification bell. I don't care if you do that or not, but subscribe, keep an eye on me, and hopefully we'll be doing some cool stuff. We're moving to Pompano Beach this year. There'll be some cool stuff down there, and I'm sure it's going to drive a lot of my content in the future. But for those people that are wondering exactly what happened, this is it. And this is the finally the time I've put up the whole story. And sorry I couldn't take you to the accident scene, rabid, raccoon and all, but we called the authorities to come out and help with that. So anyways, stay cool, friends, and we'll see you around.